Hi everybody. Hope you guys had a good week last week. And if you've tried out the curry recipe, please make some comment down on the Facebook page to let us know how you, if you enjoyed it or if it wasn't your cup of tea. And I hope you also took on the suggestion I made of adding in another vegetable into your diet that you might not have tried. So if you haven't done that, you can always do that again this week as a new kind of goal. So today I wanted to kind of just maybe talk to you about what you could do to try and cut some weight if you're trying to lose some weight, or if you're maybe just trying to watch your body weight while you're at home during the pandemic and you're finding it difficult because maybe you're exercising less or moving less and you're around your food and you've got more time on your hands to eat. So I've picked 5 things, so 5 of my tips, my top tips to suggest to you to try out. I'm not saying try all 5 of them, that might be just too much, but maybe pick 1 or 2 from the suggestions I'm going to make today. So my first suggestion is, and it's going to sound like, okay, duh, ridiculous. You're going to go, well, maybe that's a bit over the top, but it's quite common sense and a lot of people don't think about it, is number 1, if there's a certain food that you find that you really overeat and you've got a bit of a soft spot for it and you find it hard to stop at the 1 or the 2, then don't buy it. So if you're going grocery shopping and you know you're picking up stuff and you've made a decision in your mind that you want to lose weight or you want to cut back on something, you've got to stick to it. Don't buy the type of food and put it in your fridge or put it in the press and have it staring at you every time you go into the kitchen. You're going to be tempted no matter how good you are and how much willpower, because at the end of the day, motivation is very short term. It only stays with you for a couple of seconds. It's not long term. Your habits are long term, and consistency and habits depends on what's in your environment. So you've got to take that food out of your kitchen. Buy something instead that maybe you do like and maybe not as good for you, but you know it doesn't really tempt you that much to eat the whole packet of biscuits or that. Or maybe go for dark chocolate because it's a little bit of chocolate, but it doesn't taste as good as dairy milk and you might stop at 1 or 2 pieces. Or if chocolate, you'd eat the whole dark chocolate, then go for a type of biscuit that's quite plain, have it in the kitchen, and something maybe that when you're really stuck and you need to go for something, you're okay just having 1. It kind of does it, but doesn't really make you want more than that. So don't buy the food. Do not put it in your grocery basket. Don't get a family member to buy it and tell them no. Like, don't buy it if you're really trying to make a decision to do something. It's up to you to be that strong-willed. That's number 1. Number 2, if your body doesn't need 3 meals a day and 2 to 3 snacks, as traditionally is prescribed to people to have that amount of food, if your body doesn't need that because maybe you're not that energetic, or you're sitting a lot because that's your day-to-day work is involving sitting, or maybe you just can't get out and exercise because of your injury or your impairment, then why are you eating it? You do not need to be eating 5 meals a day and 3 main meals and 2 snacks if your body doesn't need that energy. And really, it gives you an opportunity to kind of enjoy more food at maybe 1 or 2 meals in the day and not be so strict on yourself and feel guilty about what you're eating. So you can cut out 1 main meal a day and make sure that your 2 other main meals are full of nice flavor and food and enjoy them. And you're going to put yourself into a bit of a calorie deficit then. So if you're trying to lose weight, that will help. And the same thing goes for snacks. Not everybody needs snacks. Some people can have 3 main meals in a day and they don't need their snacks and they're just happy with that. Other people need 2 main meals and they need 1 snack, especially maybe at 3 o'clock in the afternoon, or the low time might be at 7, 8 o'clock. So have a think about it. Just pause for a few moments and think, when is the time of the day that you have the least willpower, you feel you need a little bit more energy, make sure your snack goes in there, or main meal if you can. And then also have a think about, do you really need to be eating at 9 a.m., 12 p.m. and 5 p.m.? Or could you move that around and skip a breakfast and have a big brunch and then have a dinner and 1 snack? Or could you have a good breakfast if you're a breakfast person, miss your lunch, have an afternoon snack and have a dinner? Maybe that might work better for you. It's all individual. Number 3, protein is super important. It's not just about muscle. Protein slows down your body's blood sugar. so it keeps you full for longer. It helps you burn more fat because your insulin isn't spiking. And it makes you feel really full because it keeps satiety in your body. So it stops you craving sugary foods. It also helps you repair. So it helps our skin cells repair. It helps our body repair if we've got any sores in our body or pressure wounds as well. And it helps to repair your joints, your muscles, all those tissues. So make sure you have a good, decent portion of healthy protein at your main meals. If you're having a breakfast, lunch and dinner, make sure there's protein in that, and a good portion of it, a broad hand size. Meat, fish, eggs, low-fat cheese if you're trying to lose weight, and a bit of pulses like lentils and chickpeas, but they're also high in sugar, so just mind those ones. Cottage cheese is really good. Any kind of yogurt, Greek yogurt without added sugar in it, not the chocolate ones, the natural Greek yogurts, they're all high in protein and they'll help. Number 4, this one is going to really help you if you're trying to lose weight because it's going to help you cut down on sugar response in the body. Switch in foods that are high sugar with alternative foods instead. So some of the alternatives that I would suggest to you is a couple of times a week, instead of having potatoes, if that's your big thing that you tend to go for, have celeriac. So celeriac is a knobbly vegetable that you can buy in Aldi and Lidl. You peel it like a potato and you boil it and you can mash it, or you can make chips with it. Have celeriac instead, or have butternut squash. They're both very low in sugar and they're going to keep you quite full because there's a good bit of fiber and water in them, but you're not going to have as many calories and less sugar response in the body. Another option that you can switch in would be adding in, instead of having say pasta or rice, just add some cashew nuts into stir fry instead and switch out that rice noodles or the rice that you might have on the side. For your lunches, you can switch out the bread, which is really not that nutritious for you. It's doing nothing for your body and it's just sugar. Instead of having bread at lunchtime, you could go for a salad option or a stew filled with lots of nutrition in it, or maybe a big bowl of yogurt with some healthy fruit in it as well, and maybe a small bit of nuts and seeds. Just the nuts and seeds are important to keep you full for longer. Avocado as well, a small bit of avocado would be great there too. And then my last one on the switching thing is your fruit. So fruit is healthy, but we can go overboard with fruit and it can be high in sugar. And fruit shouldn't really be eaten on its own because it's going to send up your blood sugar. So make sure you're having any kind of fruit that you have with a bit of yogurt to slow down the sugar, or have it in a meal with maybe like a slice of pineapple baked with some peanut butter on it or something, or apple with peanut butter to slow down the sugar. Try and stick to the low sugar fruits as much as you can if you're trying to lose weight. Melons and berries and kiwi are all low sugar. They're not going to really put a lot of calories in. You can fill up on them and they're not going to make you get fat, okay? Bananas are high sugar. Apples, pears, satsumas, they're higher in sugar. They're the types of fruit that you want to have if you're exercising and you're going to use them, not if you're sitting down. They're not really doing you any good. So 4 tips. I'm just going to cap them really again. I'm just going to go back over them really quick. Number 1, don't buy the food if it's a weakness for you. Just do not put it in the shopping trolley, okay? Take it out of the house. Number 2, if your body doesn't need so many meals in a day and snacks, have a think about how many you do need and try and work around that and stick to that for a few weeks and see how your body gets on. Cut out one of your meals or cut out one or 2 of your snacks. Number 3, protein. Make sure you're having protein, eggs, meat, fish, yogurt in every single main meal that you eat. And a good portion, as much as rice or potatoes you're having. You need to have more of that meat protein. Number 4, try and switch in low sugar foods instead of the high sugar ones. So switch in celeriac, butternut instead of potatoes, and switch in your salads or stews instead of a sandwich. Or yogurt and fruit for your snacks instead of biscuits. And that's it. I hope you have a good week, and I'd really, really urge you to try and pick even one of those goals this week to try out. Take care. Bye.